Shalom, it's me, Sudden Skye, and welcome back to Mega Man 4 for the NES. And like I said in the previous part, I'm playing this off the Mega Man Legacy Collection. And this collection has a bunch of features that the old Mega Man games didn't have. And I thought I'd show that off. You can play this game with a wide screen. I think this version of playing is very unbearable to look at, so full screen is pretty cool. And you could put a little border on if you want to like put more, stuff on your eyes while you're playing, I guess. It's Cossack and his daughter Kalinka to the right, Mega Man to the left, looking fly. And you could put little filters on to make it look a little more nostalgic, like you're playing this on a standard definition television. Yeah, the good old days when you had things in your way of your eyes while you're playing, but it was still cool. So next we're taking on Ringman. Ringman is actually not the boss, not a part of the boss order that you should be going on. Actually, I forget what the orders are for Mega Man 4 are in general, but Ringman was a robot created to terminate Mega Man. His weapon is shaped like a ring. So, out of all the robot masters that Mega Man has encountered in his life, Ringman was the one that was solely created to destroy Mega Man. This was the one that was supposed to do it. I think you might want to step your game up there, Dr. Cossack. Mega Man has been through quite a few waves of robots in his day. A good point? He's a good strategist. Bad point? He is too confident. He likes quoits, or deck quoits. Deck quoits is basically like that ring toss game that you could play on your yard or lawn. You just throw rings in like a little pole. And he dislikes children. Yes, children. I can imagine many bad robots not liking children. You might want to step your game up there, Ringman, if you want to even be considered, the villain robot that is going to be taking out Mega Man. You might have been peeping a few of the gimmicks that the stage has here. A bit challenging, as most stages with one-hit kill spikes have, but, not too hard of a stage. I have one-hit kill spikes, like in every Mega Man game. But the platforms that disappear right to left, you'll see, or was it left to right? Later in the stage, it's right to left. But, if you dash across it, slide across it, it won't be able to catch up. And you can also trigger it, or stop from triggering it by jumping before, like, triggering it to disappear. And I forget if you can use the Bright Man's power to stop time to stop it from disappearing, but I think I remember that not working later in the stage, but just don't fall, I guess. That's the best tip I could give you. I should probably bring this up now. Mega Man 4 has a lot of these types of bosses that they're stagnant giant sprites that stop you from continuing the stage, and in my opinion, it's a little lazy of a boss design. But for some reason, the newer Mega Man games do this more than the old Mega Man games. But like bosses like this Hippo and that snail in Toadman stage occur a lot in Mega Man 4, 5, and 6. And here we get introduced to a new friend in Mega Man's arsenal. Eddie. Yep, that's Eddie's role. He's basically like a toolbox with a bunch of stuff in his head. drop little things for Mega Man to get some use out of. And it's always a random item. Energy, weapon energy, E-tanks, it could be a life. You know, sometimes it's not as useful, and sometimes it's extremely useful what he drops. It's always random. But a little trick you can do, I'll show later, where if you exit the screen, Eddie will keep dropping something different, as long as you don't pick up the item that he drops off. But, you know, you could abuse that ability if you want. Oh, and I tried one time to rewind with the Mega Man Legacy Collection feature of rewinding to see if he drops something different every time I enter the screen. And he always dropped the same item, so I'm not exactly sure how Eddie works. But here's the Time Stopper, or Bright Flash, or whatever you call it in this game. Just freezes every enemy on screen, but it appears that it did not freeze the floor. Unfortunately. But you know, that that power is very useful. I actually don't use the powers a lot in this playthrough. I don't like wasting the weapon energy. You know, Mega Man 2, I use the weapons a lot, but usually I like just conserving it all in case I need it in a pinch. Oh, and I didn't go over the mini bosses. The Hippo, like, it's basically sitting on a table. You want to destroy the Namekian legs that it has, and then to actually hit the Hippo, and you want to dodge his missiles. And that ring with eyes, impenetrable when the rings are surrounding it, so you want to blast its eyes once it opens its eyes up. You know, little strict timing, but you know, if you jump in time with it, you will always end up hitting it. I do a very poor job of demonstrating that, though. And here is Ring Man, a ring boy, the man created to destroy Mega Man. Pretty simple pattern. Throws rings, 2 rings at a time. You don't have to worry about the second ring that he throws usually, but his first ring, you want to jump over that and make quick work of him. Yeah, didn't even have to use his weakness, which, you know, I didn't even have, but didn't really need. So that was the guy that was made to create destroy Mega Man. Wrap your mind around that. I mean, I did, like, have to hold on to my health by the skin of my teeth during that last part, but, you know, I wasn't really too worried. I know Ring Man has a pretty easy strategy to get around. And here we have Pharaoh Man, one of the cooler designs of Mega Man robots, in my opinion. Always liked the design of Pharaoh Man for some reason. Like, and he just, like, seems like a badass. Even in the show, he was, like, pretty powerful. I think he kicked Mega Man's ass a few times. But Pharaoh Man, an investigator robot for pyramids. He has thousands of henchmen robots. Good point, charismatic leader. Bad point, nice to women. What? Person who was creating this Mega Man data, I guess, you know, not trying to respect women. But this here is this is a secret area. You might have seen that I used the rush coil to jump over that pit. That pit actually wasn't bottomless. That's actually, like, to continue the stage, but you can grab this item here to get the balloon item, which I forgot to show off right after. I was just too into playing the game, but yes, that item is optional, but very useful, so I suggest grabbing it as soon as you can. And the gimmicks to the stage, you have Quicksand, which if you sink in the quicksand, it leads to your death, and that's no good. You have enemies popping out the sand. You could jump over them, and you could destroy them. I try to... Jumping over them always is risky for me. I always get the timing wrong on that. And you have these little platforms that float across the spikes, but shoot off the sides of their heads. You want to avoid those shots. And you have these little mummy boys who shoot their mummy heads at you. So you want to destroy those quickly before they shoot their head, or just, you know, dodge their head. I think they regrow their head back. Oh, and Pharaoh Man dislikes raiders, so I guess he doesn't want his shit stolen. Who wants that? And here is Pharaoh Man. He's actually pretty easy. If you shoot him, it like triggers his like animation where he charges a whole blast. So you take advantage of that timing and just jump over that. And he just like he just remains stagnant for the shot, so might as well. His weakness is the time stopper, and if you are using that, you can just freeze time, and he just freezes in his place, and you can just keep on shooting him while he's just frozen. Very easy to take him out with his weapon, but you know, he's, you know, almost just as easy without the weapon. And that's Pharaoh Man. Oh, and I should probably bring up the Japanese data where it says his bad point. It says he's weak to beautiful women. So I don't know like what they were trying to say with that data, but it's a very, very interesting point, Pharaoh Man. Got me thinking. Got me thinking. Yeah. But that's the end of this part, and I hope you join me for the next part. See you guys later.